Hey, welcome to AZ Cactus Tack. The prequel to this video is actually the unboxing of the Eotech Eflix. So if you want, you can go back and watch that. But just to catch everyone up to speed, I'm going to go ahead and just replay a portion of that video, which is just covering off on the specs and some of the aspects on why I went in this direction. And then we'll get into mounting the Eflix on the SCAR and call it a day from there. Thanks for watching.
I'm just going to read these specs off, or these specs for the spec heads. Okay, LED optic 1x magnification, eye relief unlimited. Adjustment range is 1 MOA. They do have an anti-reflective coating, and window dimensions 24 millimeters by 17. They've got 7 daytime brightness settings with 1 extra bright and 1 night vision setting. They have an auto shutdown, user controlled 12-hour auto shut off or always on. Okay. Battery is a CR 2032. It is top loading. And the battery life, they say, is 25,000 hours at 3 MOA, brightness 5, and 20,000 hours at 6 MOA at brightness 5. So initial specs on the site. And Delta Point Pro footprint. And again, just the normal marketing jazz that you see here. Here's the optic. Okay, it comes in a nice sheath, little plastic protective case. And yeah, wow, that is a nice screen. Feels pretty lightweight. Aluminum housing, definitely. That big tool is for your battery. There's your battery case, what it looks like right there. Probably not the best lighting for you guys to see here. And then 1 MOA click. So this is your windage. And, oh, no, this is the windage on the side. What is this? This must be the elevation. Yeah, up and down here. Okay. So, try to bring this in. So not bad. Really nice window. I'm going to get a battery loaded in this thing and see if we can get it working, and then we will get it mounted up. But all right, so my question is, there was no battery in the box. Will there be a battery here? Yay. Okay. 2032. Okay, great. And they include a battery. Let's go ahead and see if we can just get this thing turned on. That's the way it was installed. Yep. It doesn't feel right. Somehow this lid just doesn't feel quite right to me. I'll try it again here. Boy, I got to tell you guys, I don't like this battery top at all. This is not a well-designed system. It is really hard to get this lid back in. Let me try it again here. Okay, it feels like I have it caught this time. Okay, I got it hooked in properly now, finally. Not a fan of this system for sure, but let's see, how do we turn this thing on and get it going? So, okay, I see the dot. I saw it for a second. Okay, there we go. I'll see if you guys, there it is right there. It's probably not going to come through very well. Trying to film it, but that's the dot. So again, seems to work pretty well in this field right here. I like a nice big wide glass lens. So we'll just do a quick test mount on it and see if all the holes will line up with the Arisaka mount that I put on the rifle. All right, as you can see, guys, we have a safe and clear firearm here. So I'm just gonna quickly, this is the Arisaka 45-degree mount. You can see the initial optic that I have there. So I'm just going to do a quick, all right, that all seems to line up pretty well. Pretty well there. All right, so I think we'll go ahead and mount this up. And I just did a quick and dirty mount. I don't have things spec'd or torqued. I've got to read what the torque specs are for this thing as well, but it fits. The holes all fit in the right place. So we'll get it mounted up. Okay, so we've got the Arisaka plate mounted. Needed to torque these to 30 pounds. And then to mount this onto the actual mounting plate right here, or the mounting bracket to the pick rail, I had to torque those in at 30 pounds also. And then the pick rail itself, that needed to be torqued down to about 50 pounds. So the 45-degree offset is mounted. Okay, I've just sort of canted the rifle just some degree to get that a little bit easier to work with. I don't think it's exactly zero, but at least this does seem to fit and lock in all the right holes. So we'll go ahead, and I've got to read the torque on these screws. I was given some mounting screws with the Arisaka kit. Those look really long to me, but we'll just sort of play with some screws and see what gives us the best bite down into the bracket. And then I've got to figure out what the torque is. Based on what the Arisaka direction said, it should never be more than 20 inch-pounds for mounting the optic to their plate, but obviously to reference the manufacturer's suggestions. So I've got to break open the manual for the Eotech and see what those torque specs are. Okay, so these are the fasteners that came with the Arisaka plate, but unfortunately, while they're nice and long, they just do not fit above that lip right there. So probably, I don't think we're getting a good focus on this thing here, sorry, but they just don't fit. And then they give you some short screws and some longer screws. These are the longer ones, and those fit. This came with the optic. They fit, just not as long of a bite into the plate versus the ones that the Arisaka came with. Like, that has a nice long sort of bite there. Unfortunately, the head of this hits the top of this platform. So we'll go with the smaller ones, and we'll get those mounted up. And the torque specs are 17 to 19 pounds based on the Eotech recommendation. They also, just to let you guys know, when the optic is off, you can press any button 2 seconds to turn it off. And then if you want to leave it always on, you turn it on by pressing the up arrow. If you want to turn it on with the 12-hour automatic shutoff, you turn it on by pressing the down arrow. And again, any button 2 seconds will turn it off. So that's how you basically program the auto shutoff feature. You've got to press down and here and to turn it on, and that'll basically activate it. So, okay, let's get this thing mounted up and screwed down. Okay. Drop both of these screws in. Let me try widening this out a little bit so you guys could see. And we've got this thing set to just under 20 inch-pounds. I don't think I'm not pressing it down. This screw head's not a perfect fit in here. Let me see if I can, for some reason, this is just not a good fit. Let me see if I can find something a little bit better. I'm gonna try this head. That seems to be working better. Okay, then we'll get this one side. Okay, now let's torque it. Yeah, it's just stripping it, man. Okay, that's just stripping. That ain't working at all. The joys of screws. All right, this one's a little bit thicker. Let's try this. Okay. All right, this one was the magical one. Although they both seem to fit, this one's just a little bit thicker. That's why I keep extra. All right, so there we have it. I'll turn it on. I'll try to get the camera down lower and give you guys a view. I can't really get the dot coming up for the camera, but this will just give you guys a look at it mounted. Again, the mounting sort of 45-degree offset is an Arisaka. Sort of 45-degree offset is what they call it. And then you pick your plate in terms of what mounting footprint that you need. And all that is pretty good. Seems really good quality. And then we've got this Eotech Eflix mounted up on the scar. There's the optic. So now the next challenge is figuring out how to zero this. I know I've got to get this sort of in a zero plane. How I'm going to do that and get it zeroed, I haven't quite figured out yet. So, yep, that'll be the next challenge. I'll bring you guys along for that journey, and we'll see if we can't get that thing zeroed up. But at least as of right now, in terms of the form factor, I like it, and seems easy enough to switch between the prism and the red dot, and liking that it's down closer to the bore versus you can see this pick rail up here. I just think, I mean, man, that would be, you know, I guess your bore's down about there. That would be pretty high. So we'll see how this 45-degree offset works. All right, so that's it, guys. Getting the Eoflex mounted up on the scar and doing the unboxing. And if you have any comments, suggestions, tips on how to zero this thing, all of those would be welcome in the comments. So thank you. Bye-bye.